guys, welcome to my channel. It's Ashley. It's been so long since I've done a video and I'm really sorry. To be honest, I've been doing a lot more on TikTok. I've just learned that it's just quicker. It's quicker and easier. I just haven't had like the energy to do long readings lately, and on TikTok they're just a lot shorter. So if you do want to go over to TikTok and follow me there, I've been posting a lot more content. So if you're into that and you're a TikToker, then find me on there. It's Ashley in Wonderland Tarot. The T on the end of tarot is not there because it was too long. So it's Ashley in Wonderland Taro. But yeah, I would love to connect with you on there, and maybe there are some messages for you in those readings. I don't really do pick a cards. It's just kind of like general short messages for the collective, whatever comes out. But yeah, maybe something would resonate with you over there on that page. Today, though, on YouTube with my YouTube friends, we are going to do just some general messages, whatever comes out. I didn't really have a intentional question here. It was just whatever needs to come out for whoever was drawn to this group, right? So over here we have group 1, pile 1, with this cute little egg that my boyfriend just gave me. It's so cute and I love it. And a brand new tarot deck that I just got in Scotland and I'm obsessed with it. With group 2, pile 2 here, we've got this cute little Hello Kitty that I'm also obsessed with. Little moonstone girly, and this other tarot deck that I also got in Scotland that I'm also obsessed with. Medieval art, super cool. And then we've got our OG over here, pile 3, group 3, with the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot, which I still love so much, still obsessed with that one too, and the beautiful Lepidolite. So yeah, if you want to take some time to pause the video and look at these for a little bit longer, go right ahead. My phone just went off, so somebody needs to pause it. And so whatever you need to do, just see whichever one you're drawn to the most and ask yourself, if there is a message for you here today. They all are pretty different from one another. So maybe you're drawn to more than one, and that's okay. You may just have more than one message. Wow, that thunder was loud. Well, this has been an insanely long intro, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut this out here, and I will see you at your reading with some channeled songs. Group 1. All right, so if you chose this like dragon egg right here, or whatever this is, it's some sort of majestic egg, okay? And this tarot deck. This is your reading. So I wonder, you guys may be a Sagittarius or a Gemini, but we do have those popping up here already before the tarot. I'm also just getting some unstable communication with these being in reverse right here. So there's someone that you're not in contact with anymore, that you're still thinking a lot about. It's like you're waiting on them to reach out, waiting on them to return. And I feel like you're keeping an eye on them, and it seems like something that you've seen has upset you. Something that you've seen them doing, or someone that they're with, or something like that. Could be something that you've heard, but I'm definitely getting something that you've seen, like online, maybe in person. It's upset you, like you're mad about it is what I'm getting here, but you're not saying anything to this person. Again, it's like you're not in communication, and if you are in communication, you're not talking about what's bothering you. That's definitely not something that you brought up, but it's on your mind a lot. And again, it's really weighing heavily on you, whatever this is, I guess. If you've been wondering if it's the right thing to cut this person off, like if you're already in no contact, yes, it was the right decision, okay? Because there's something about this connection that was bringing out some negative behavior within you, and I'm not saying that it was even that person's fault. It's just you in this dynamic with this person. You guys just weren't bringing out the best in each other. It's like you were being bad influences on each other, or bringing out some trauma within each other that maybe you weren't ready to work through. So it just wasn't going well. It just wasn't going in a healthy direction. Now that you've stepped away from this person, we've got I'm growing here, and I feel like you are. I think you've been diving into your work a lot and trying to stay busy. It does seem like you've been staying in more and not being as social. I feel like if there was a spurt like right after this fight or separation from this person, maybe you started trying to be more social, maybe started dating or trying to get new friends or something, but you were running into a lot of people who seemed really superficial to you. It's like you couldn't get very deep with them, and maybe you even felt like you couldn't be your real self. You had to put on a front to even be able to have a conversation with these people, or to feel accepted. And so it just kind of wore you out, and it wasn't fulfilling at all in the least, and it just wasn't worth it to you anymore. So you've pulled back and you've started being more protective of your energy and staying in more. And with this I'm growing, I do feel like you've been doing some self-reflection. It's just that you're keeping an eye on this one specific person. Again, something about them though makes you feel really unstable. I am feeling like it's almost like you saw them with someone else. Like this is an ex that you're keeping an eye on, and you've seen them with someone else. We do have like the triangle that popped out, and I wasn't thinking it when I first saw it, but now I am. I'm thinking a triangle, like a love triangle or a third party. So I feel like there's definitely something like that going on. But I do think that you've been trying to see, the best in things and make the best of things. And again, just focus on your work and try to stay really busy and really productive. I feel like you've tried to put this angry energy, any of that sort of like rage or resentment. I feel like you've tried to take that and put it into a project, or put it into your job or something like that. There is some self-sabotaging energy going on here though. I feel like it's self-sabotaging. It could be an urge to sabotage what's going on in this other, if that love triangle dynamic makes sense to you, it could be an urge to like set that on fire. You don't want to see them with someone else. You're kind of like, how could I come between them? Or even just fantasizing about them breaking up, things falling apart, something like that is going on here. Yeah. So there's just a lot of feelings, just a lot of angry emotions right now, frustration, and just unstable energy. And a lot of it is because it's pent up. It's like you want to say these things to this person, but you are holding back communication for whatever reason. So let's get some more into this though, and ask the tarot what your message is here today. Okay, so it's definitely giving like some lovesick energy here though. I gotta be real with ya. Because before I ever even got any cards out, Drake popped up. So I don't know, I instantly thought, okay, is this something to do with like a relationship or something? And the songs that came out, yeah, it just definitely seems to be the case. So what does the tarot have for you, group 1? What's the message here for group 1? Okay, right off the bat, 2 of Swords and 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Yeah, again, this unstable energy. Thinking about this person so much is making you unstable. Our thoughts are connected to our emotions. It's making you feel, it's keeping you from moving forward, from healing. I know that's easy to say, don't think about this person, stop thinking about the past. Like it's not that easy, but that is your blockage here. That's your holdup, and that's the message today. So far as what I'm seeing is that your thoughts around this situation, not thoughts, I want to say obsession, honestly, the obsession over what this other person is doing. Again, it's like seeing them, watching them is making you upset. So don't see them. Don't watch them. You know what I mean? And I know that can be really hard. That takes a lot of self-restraint, self-control. I truly, truly get it. But that is the message that's coming through right now, is that's that self-sabotaging. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's what that is. Looking back, looking over your shoulder and wondering what this person is up to, it's blocking you from being able to truly move forward and heal. And you're meant to. Remember what we said earlier? That was the right decision. It was the right decision for you to let this go, to walk away, to move on, or if this person walked away and you let them, whatever it was. That was the right decision. That was the right thing to do here. This was meant to end. Okay, this was meant to end. It seems super karmic here, whatever you had going on with this person, okay? And then on the back of the deck, we have, what is that? Page of Cups. Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, yeah, this is learning to let things go, learning to accept the apology you never received, you know what I mean? And to give that to yourself, to forgive the circumstances and the person, and to let go without closure, making your own closure, basically. And that's really hard, and it takes time. You can't like rush through that, but this is a focus on forgiveness, a focus on true forgiveness. That doesn't mean allowing someone back into your life. It doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't even mean you have to talk to the person. It's forgiveness. It's acceptance. Acceptance is a better word, honestly. It's learning to accept what happened. It already happened. It's over. It cannot be changed. It's done. So worrying about it and thinking about it, and that's not helping anything unless you are reflecting on your part in the matter, like why you were with that person in the same place, and if there were red flags that you looked past, boundaries that you should have held that you didn't, things that you didn't know then, if you didn't know any better, but you know now. What have you learned from it? It's that, looking and finding the lesson in it. That's really what this is. Okay, what else with the Two of Swords? Okay. The Nine of Wands. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is crazy. The imagery in this deck, that is absolutely why this deck is being used to convey this message. Because, look at this card. She's sitting there minding her own business, reading her book, and look at what's behind her. And it's blending in with the wallpaper. But it's some sort of, it's supposed to look kind of like a monster, right? Because it's like a lizard, but it's huge. It's bigger than she is. So I would kind of consider that a monster, right? Wow. But yeah, it's there is this energy that's determined to get you down. That's what this determination is. It's this negative energy. Again, karma. It's so karmic here. Wow. Yeah. And there's so much blue here. Wow, there's so much blue. And every card that we have out so far, it's mostly blue, which is, making me think the throat chakra, bringing me back again to communication. You are just dying to communicate with this person, to get that apology, to get that closure, to let all this rage out, to let this anger out, to really give them a piece of your mind. But at the same time, it's I feel there's a desire for this person still. It's you're mad because you're hurt. You're mad because you may be even a bit jealous or possessive over this person. It's I can't have you, but so nobody else should have you either. Or I don't want you, but I don't want anyone else to have you. It's something like that. I know that we can't be together, but I also don't want to see you with anybody else. That song is coming into my mind now. I don't know why I can't think of the name though. It's literally, the name is somebody else, but the 1975. Anyway, yeah, these thoughts literally are haunting you. You may be having dreams about this person too. And if you are dreaming about an ex, dreaming about someone from your past, that's because they are still in your subconscious mind. And so even if you're trying to avoid it during the day, there's something in your subconscious that you need to deal with, and what you need to deal with is the acceptance. Even if this person betrayed you, hurt you, it doesn't matter how they stabbed you in the back or what they've done or how things ended or how badly you think you want them back. There's no control. You can't have control over this situation. You definitely can't have control over the past. It's literally gone. It's already happened, So it's just finding peace in that. Remembering that not only do you not have control over it, but nobody does. It's over. It's already done. Let the door, stay closed on that. That's what this is all about here. Okay. And if people are bringing this up to you, I'm noticing his tongue too. If people are bringing this person up to you and telling you about what this person is doing, or saying, oh, have you seen have you seen what so-and-so's doing, or who so-and-so's with, or have you seen that they're dating someone new? Put that boundary down. Say, hey, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what they're doing. I don't need to know. Like, thanks, but no thanks. Let them know. I don't want to hear about what that person is doing. If you care about me and you respect me, you'll respect my boundary, that I don't want to hear about them. I don't want that to be brought up. I don't want to discuss it. Don't want to talk about them. Okay, what about the Four of Pentacles reversed? Oh my gosh. That poor card just got all bent up, and it's the Ten of Wands. She's stressed. Okay, and we've got Queen of Pentacles. Definitely some more, what's wrong with my throat right now? More earth energy coming out here. So yeah, you may be an earth sign, or the person may be an earth sign. I was picking up fire and earth, but then we had Gemini too. Yeah, so air, fire, and earth. Well, shit, that's everything but water. So I guess that doesn't help much. It's specifically Sagittarius, Gemini, and now earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe that's helpful, a little more helpful. Okay, so in this Ten of Wands card, she's escaping. She's escaping what looks to be not a great situation. It's like a bunch of rotting food. Honestly, gross. It's like old produce, okay, is what it looks like to me. And she's like running away is what it looks like, okay? And again, this is what is standing between you and your stability. Not to say that you're a total train wreck right now, but your health depends on this, okay? So again, if someone's bringing this person up to you, let them know, hey, that's not good for me. It's not good for me to keep tabs on them or to know what they're doing. I don't need to know. It's just not good for me. And reminding yourself, hey, thinking about this person, stalking this person online, even whatever it is, that's not good for me. It's not good for my health. So I'm not going to do it, okay? Just like how if I have diabetes and I know that eating this candy bar is not good for me, I'm not going to eat it. You know what I mean? I probably sound like an idiot because I don't know much about diabetes, and I know there are different kinds, so I hope that example actually made sense. That's funny because she's also eating an ice cream cone in this picture. Well, she's holding an ice cream cone. So something about sugar here. Yeah, so somebody may be dealing with a little bit of a sugar addiction right now too. But that's what this is. It's an addiction. It's an addiction to thinking about this person, stewing on the past, thinking what if, and again, waiting, right? Anticipating. Just this anticipation of where are they? I know they're coming. I know they're going to reach out to me. I know they're going to do something. What are they about to do next? And it's like, well, what if they're not? Maybe they're really not. Maybe they've really detached and let go, and now you deserve to do that. Not for them. I'm not talking about what that person deserves. This is about you. You deserve peace. You deserve peace. This is for your health, your mental wellness, your overall stability in your life. Because this could be affecting your routine, your sleep, your eating, depending on just how stressed you are, which Ten of Wands is pretty stressed, okay? Pretty stressed. What can we get with the Six of Swords reversed? I keep getting more than one card. Oh, wow. I just realized 3 came out. I thought it was just 2. So we've got the Star in reverse, the Ten of Cups, and then the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. My goodness. Yeah. Oh, okay. You guys are struggling to let go because you do still think, what if? There's a part of you that still sees this working out with this person. You may be thinking that they are a soulmate, maybe even a twin flame for some of you. You may be thinking these types of things like, but that's my person. That's my person. It's not right I can't leave them. I won't find anyone better. Who am I going to find that I'll have that deep of a connection with? Because as we said in the beginning, it was like, the people that you were encountering were a lot more superficial. So I do think that you had a deep connection with this person. I mean, I'm not trying to say that there's no reason that you should be struggling to let it go. I totally get it. I'm sure there are plenty of reasons that you're struggling to let this go. and to accept it. Because, yeah, there was a connection here. There was a deeply rooted attachment formed between you guys. But if it's over, it's time to start healing that. It's time to start cutting that cord of attachment and letting it go. But yeah, I'm seeing that it's just hard to let go of what you wanted with this person, your dreams, because you truly thought that this was your happily ever after. I mean, that's hard, you know. It's like you still feel like, but what if we did this? What if we tried this? We didn't try this yet, you know. We could still work. If they don't give up and I don't give up, we could do this together. There's just still these thoughts lingering in the back of your mind. There's still a place for this person in your heart, you know. Yeah, there's just what if we could change things? What if I could change? Mostly, what if they could change? That's kind of what this is they might change. They might change their behavior. They might change and be good to me or be good for me. That's not a way to go about finding the right partner and finding the right relationship. You know, we shouldn't go into things thinking, well, maybe it'll change and work out. Like, it's either right or it's not. So it's not our place to change other people. And I know that you know that. I know that you actually know that. But when it's us and it's our own situation, we don't want to admit that sometimes, right? We don't want to admit that that's kind of how we're acting. But it may be a little bit delusional here. Okay, let's just be real. I feel like you have put in work with this person, and there's some reason that the trust has been broken here. There's some reason that the connection has been severed. I feel like if anyone is going to reach out, it should be this person. And even then, I don't know. I don't know. You'll know your situation and what exactly happened here. But all I know is this message is about acceptance and letting go. You know, I want to say giving up too, you know, just giving up. I know that's hard, but letting go of the dream, giving up on it, it is a loss. It is a hard loss. It's hard to accept that. But when you do, and the sooner you do, you can accept your wins. You know, you will have that stability in your life. You'll start to feel better mentally, physically, spiritually. You'll start to feel more put together again, more whole, more yourself, more full, you know? It's like you feel like you're missing a piece of you still with this person being absent from your life, but you're not. You're really not at all. You're whole and complete the way that you are. You just had a really deep attachment to this person, and you were really used to them being around, and it was so familiar, and now it's hard to connect with other people. But, you know, consider that maybe you haven't found the right other connection, the right other person to connect that deeply with yet, because you're not ready for it, and Spirit doesn't want to introduce you to another deep connection before you're ready, maybe, you know? Right now, this is just about healing and letting go of the past once and for all. With the moon back here on the back of the deck, she's got a reflection here where part of her is in the sky and part of her is in the water, and it's making me think again about how our thoughts and emotions are tied together. And then you know what else we have here? The behavior card. And all three of these things, they are all tied together. ABC, affect, behavior, and cognition. Yeah, they're all linked. You don't have one without the other. Like, you don't have one that happens and doesn't affect the other two, is what I'm trying to say. So that's the thing to keep in mind right now, is that your thoughts are controlling you too much at the moment. This person has too much power over you and your emotions, and it doesn't even seem like they're around, right? Like, you guys are not even in contact. Doesn't seem like you're communicating, and yet they've still got you, got veins popping out of your head. They've got you feeling this 10 of Wands, super stressed out, overwhelmed, overburdened kind of energy. Like, they're haunting you. You know, it's like they've got too much power over you. No one needs to have that much power over your emotions. Even if you were still with this person, no one needs to have that much power over your emotions. You have to trust yourself and know, you know, when the time is to walk away and to detach and let go. I feel like you typically stay in things longer than you should. You'll take treatment that you know you don't deserve, because again, it's this but we'll work on it, we'll change it mentality, but maybe they'll change, they'll change. So I'm picking up some codependency here from this for sure. So this is realizing that you are whole in yourself. See, there's two of her. She makes up her whole self. She doesn't need another person to do that. She's not a half person. She's a whole person. Those are both her. There are two of her. And that's kind of what the phase is that you're in right now. You're accepting the loss of this person and the dreams that you had with them, the life that you wanted with them, the future that you had kind of imagined. And you're learning to make peace with that, and to make peace with yourself, and to feel okay with yourself. Just being by yourself. That's the deep connection that you need right now. That's the one where you need to go really deep, and where you'll find that fulfillment that you are craving. That these superficial connections haven't been fulfilling. This other person seemed to have fulfilled that because there was something unhealthy here. There was something not right about that connection. So it made you feel fulfilled and whole at the time, but it actually was unhealthy, because if it made you feel like you were whole with this person and you were only whole when they were there in your life, that was unhealthy right off the bat, okay? That was already not good for you. And so the phase that you're in life right now, and your message today is learning to be whole in yourself. And that is what you're doing. That is what you're working on. That this is your blockage, is the hanging on to this other person, the lingering thoughts of that person. Okay. So that's what you have right now going on. That's the only thing blocking you from moving forward and truly healing and standing in your full power in your whole self. That's it. It's just the looking back, the looking over your shoulder at this person and wondering what they're doing, worrying about what they're doing. It really does not matter what they're doing. It definitely won't bring you any joy, right? It won't bring you anything positive. It will not bring you peace to know what they're doing. That's just only going to bring in more negativity, more stress, more worry, more anxiety, more self-sabotaging, honestly, just self-defeating kind of thoughts, and almost like FOMO, I want to say, like this, like you're missing out on their life, and they're doing so much better than you, like it's a competition. There's just nothing good that you are going to gain from watching this person or keeping any type of tabs on them at all, okay? So that is kind of like the thing to work on, or to do if you want something tangible that you can do to remove this block. It's those behaviors, those actions of, if you are looking them up online, no more of that, stopping that. Even if you need to delete social media for a while, you should. This is for your health, so you'll know whatever you need to do when it comes to your thoughts. Again, if people are bringing this person up to you and you're not watching them, but other people are wanting to talk about them, letting them know your boundary, setting that boundary and saying, no, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about this person. I'm sorry. I don't, please don't bring that up to me. And when it comes to feelings, if you're feeling something about this person, that's the one thing where you don't want to shut that off. Whereas the behaviors and the thoughts, you want to redirect those and shut those off, right? With the emotions, if an emotion is coming up and you're feeling angry, resentful, jealous, possessive, envious, depressed, sad, lonely, longing for this person, in love or obsessed, or if you're feeling emotions, sit with that and then think, why am I feeling this? Why am I actually feeling this? Definitely don't shove the emotions down. Those need to come out, okay? And if you need a healthy way to feel those, to express those, experiment with that. If you don't already know, then experiment, Maybe you need to do that through music or some other type of creative outlet. Maybe literally laying down and having a good cry in your bed, on your couch, in your bathtub, I don't know, going outside and going for a walk while you're feeling this, journaling about how you're feeling, whatever you need to do, it is important to express the emotional aspect of this. And then with the thoughts and the behaviors around this person and this pattern you've got going on, those need to be cut off and stopped. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that this was helpful. And I hope that I'll see you again in another video in the future. Thank you so much, and good luck with this. You got this. Pile 2, if you chose the little Hello Kitty and this tarot deck right here, this is your reading. You guys are cool as fuck, okay? Like, I love this energy. I love this vibe. You guys are chill. You guys have been chilling. I feel like you've had a good summer. There's just such a chill vibe here. You guys may smoke weed, and if you don't, if that doesn't resonate, that's okay. It's like, that is the vibe though. It's just someone who's super chill. It's like, I kept hearing, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Like, I think that you've been laughing over anything that pops up, any obstacle, any struggle. It's like, you know, just laughing about it and moving past it. You guys have been growing and expanding spiritually, and you know that you deserve more. You're waiting for what you want. You're not settling anymore. There's a lot here about goals and working towards your goals, making your dreams a reality. You may have done a lot of traveling this summer, or you're planning to travel, and it's like dream destinations, bucket list places, and bucket list things. Yeah, this is like very independent energy. Now, as I say that, you are getting a lot of attention. You have a lot of people admiring you right now and thinking that you're looking sexy as hell. You've got a lot of people crushing on you. You've got options. You've got options. There are 2 popping up in particular here. Even though this is supposed to be about general messages and be focused on you, you have 2 people who are heavy in your energy. One of them I feel like you were hanging out with presently in the present moment, and if not, they are wanting to hang out. They are really, really, really trying to get your attention, but you were just focused on you and your future and your goals, and enjoying yourself. You're just vibing, and they're like, vibe with me, please, vibe with me. They just want to impress you so bad. So if you are hanging out with them, I don't feel like it's something super serious, but you may have been hanging out with them for a while. We had in the winter here, and if you don't know who this person is yet, maybe you'll start hanging out with them this winter, but there's something here about that season in particular. This is giving like stay in the night, you know, sleepovers. It could be a friends with benefits thing. Yeah, something like that here. When we have open relationship, so it's like there's not commitment here, but this person, they want that. They want that with you. It's just you are the one who, it's like you're not settling, right? Like you may hang out with people, you may spend time with people, date, but you are not settling for someone who is not exactly what you're looking for. Now, the other energy popping up here, this is a past person, and I don't feel like it's super serious. Like it's not seeming like an ex. For some of you, it may be a past relationship, but it kind of seems like someone who you dated or talked to, or you wanted to talk to, and they missed their chance. They kind of blew it in one way or another. Something that fell through, could have been a situationship or something. But the song, The One That Got Away, came up. And so it's like you are the one that got away for this person. And they're watching you now, and they're seeing what you got going on. And if you are hanging out with someone at the present moment, they are aware of it and they don't like it at all. Yeah, you may have used to smoke with this person. Like it could have just been like a crush thing and they never made a move on you and now they're regretting it. But if you were just friends, I don't feel like you're friends now. Maybe not enemies or anything like that. It's just like you're not hanging out the same way you were. There's some sort of distance here with this other person. But yeah, they're kind of jealous of what you got going on with anybody else right now. God, I'm stuttering. I'm like, you make these people nervous. They're both like really nervous around you. They both feel like inadequate. They just feel like you're so cool and you've just got it together. Again, like really independent and like confident. A lot of confidence here. And you've just grown so much and you continue to grow. It's like they can't keep up with you. It's hard to get on your level. Very, very spiritually expansive here. There's something really majestic about you. Yeah, they think that you're just really attractive in like your ability to just magnetize things to you. Very magnetic energy, a magnetic aura, a lot of charisma. Yeah, it's like very magical, mystical, maybe even mysterious. I mean, we've got the dragon here. You're showing up as the dragon. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing so far. I want to get some more into this. Let's ask the tarot what kind of message we have for you today. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, group 2, let's get into this. All right, so 444 just popped up, so that may be something that you're seeing, or it's at least telling me that this is a time of encouragement. Your spirit guides want to encourage you and support you, but there is something they're wanting you to do here. They're asking you to protect your energy more, to kind of like just be in your own little bubble a bit more, okay? So any like these casual kind of flings that are hanging around, because I do, there is a lot of energy around you. Like, it's funny, I was asking about a message for you, right? And I got 3 different energies that came up, yours being one, and 2 being completely other people who were entangled in your energy, one being the past person, one being a present person. And I'm feeling that with the present person, it may be more than one person, but it's that same energy, right? So it's more than one person, maybe even. That's why it's telling me open relationship. It's more than one. So this could be friends. It could be crushes, romantic interests. It could be, like you'll know who you're hanging out with and what will resonate the most there. For the past energy, I do feel like there is one specific one. For some of you, if you have a lot of, loosely, what am I trying to say here? Loose ends that have not been tied up from the past. If you have more than one, then maybe that's the case there too. But definitely in the present, I'm getting like just a lot going on around you. So you may have some influences around you that are questionable right now, not because they don't love you and want the best for you. They're obviously just enjoying your energy and wanting to have fun with you, but they're distracting nonetheless. So even if they aren't actually being a bad influence in some way, like wanting to, maybe like you guys just do things together that you wouldn't be doing otherwise, whether that's drugs, drinking, partying, whether that's just staying up too late, whether it's gossiping, whether it's, I don't know. I mean, you will know whatever the case is there. But even if it's nothing bad necessarily, or like bad for you, bad for your health or something, it's still distracting you. And it's still pulling on your energy. These people that are around you, they're pulling on your energy. And there are seasons of being really social, and being really extroverted and really leaning into our connections with others. And there are seasons for introspection, and self-reflection and healing and going within to reach a new level of transformation. And that's where you are right now. You have crazy energy within you right now. Like you, it's just bubbling up within you. And that's why so many people are being drawn to you. They're being drawn to that energy right now. I mean, right? You've gone through already, like we said, a spiritual kind of awakening and up-leveling. You've really been working on yourself. You guys have been doing some sort of inner work, and the dragon is what came out to represent you. This is very spiritual energy. I mean, this is like giving me a lot of wisdom, a lot of just inner stability and just power, inner power. Like, you're very powerful right now. And if you're being distracted and your energy is kind of strung out among all these other superficial connections, surface level connections, it's kind of being wasted, I want to say, in a sense, and it's not, because you are, having a good influence on those around you. I mean, wherever you go with this energy, you're just a shining light, but you're being called to use it right now, to use it to create something. There's some sort of creative direction that you're supposed to get right now. There's something that you're being called to work on. And you may already have a hunch. You may already kind of know what that is, or you may not know at all. And this is a time to go within and really figure that out. Like, what are my next steps? What is the direction that I'm about to take here? Because this is really big. You're manifesting something huge. So cutting out these little connections around you that aren't super fulfilling. I'm not saying like don't talk to anyone and block everyone in your family, and please don't take that the wrong way. I'm talking about setting some boundaries here when it comes to hanging out and who you're spending your time with. Make sure that it's really, really reciprocal, and that you're getting something from these connections, and that you are spending at least as much time alone, working on yourself and whatever this project is, working on those things just as much as you are with the leisure time with others. Okay, there's also something here about learning from a past tradition, maybe a present tradition still that you're breaking out of even, but there's something here with the Hierophant in reverse. It's like a tradition that's been passed down. It could be religion, it could be just some sort of behavior, some sort of belief or value system passed down through your family. And there's something to be learned here from this. So you may be on the verge of breaking out of that and leaving something behind and realizing like, oh, I disagree with that thought. And actually, I feel this way. You know what I mean? Like, there's some big things that you're going to be recognizing and realizing here. And there's also something about like being mindful about the older people, not even just older, but wiser people that you do have around you. I'm definitely picking up family too. My grandpa called me during this reading, and I thought that's kind of a funny coincidence, So maybe you have a grandparent around you, or like a figure in your life who kind of is like a grandparent or something. But there's some sort of wisdom here that you could be gaining from them, even if it's like that you're disagreeing with them on something. I'm hoping this is making sense here. But some conversations with those people could be good for you right now. Because there's just some sort of realization that you're going to have here when it comes to a certain belief or certain value. You're going to realize what your personal belief is around that, or what you value, because it's not going to be the same. So instead of going through the motions here and recreating a pattern that was kind of given to you, you're changing that. You're flipping the script, There's just so much drive, so much action-oriented energy here, that again, it's within you. And so it's just, you're being called to go within and use it on yourself, to use it right now to get super inspired. And when you're feeling really inspired and you're feeling really excited, not to waste that, like ride the wave, because when it comes to creativity, at least for me, like I've always felt like it does really come in waves, like I have creative blocks sometimes. I don't feel like creating. I don't have the energy, or I'm not in the mood to, because it's a different kind of, you have to have like extra energy, because not only are you using your brain, but it's like you're using your brain to create something new. You've got to have a vision. You've got to be opened up. You've got to be alert. You've got to be really tapped into spirit and grounded enough. But there's just so many like moving parts. It's like I just need to feel right. And when I'm in that, it feels amazing. It's a great feeling to have, to be really excited and feeling like making something. That's a great feeling. But sometimes we don't have I feel like there are seasons for that as well. Like some seasons I will be extra creative and I'll be wanting to make stuff all the time, and I will have that extra energy to exert and be in the mood for it. And other times I'm not. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Other seasons I may be really wanting to journal a lot and reflect a lot or learn a lot about myself. But then that gives me more to create later on. Like it gives me more to think about in order to write about, or I guess it depends on what you're creating. So yeah, there's something here to do with that. It's like right now, it's the time to make, to create. Like in this deck, the magician, he's sitting at a little table here, and it looks like he is about to like build something, like he's about to get crafty. So yeah, you're about to awaken something within you, something new. It's like you're inventing something, or there's going to be like a business that you're going to start, or I don't know, it's something really big, obviously, or you wouldn't be being asked to guard this energy and harness it, rein it in, and use it so intentionally. But you are. That's exactly what this is about, is using that energy very intentionally, being very protective, because you are being guided right now. Your spirit guides, again, they want to encourage you and support you through this. They're trying to guide you on what to create, because our creativity comes from spirit too, right? It's intention. When we can get into that just flow, we don't have to overthink anything. It just comes to us. We have to be able to let that in. And so they're wanting you to let them in right now so that they can help you with this creation. And that's kind of what I see going on here, is getting really clear on a direction. It's going to all make sense. It's going to all make sense as you start being more selective with those that you're spending your time with, and have less people pulling on your energy, and you're less distracted, and you're not spending your time doing kind of silly nonsense things, which, those are fun too. Like, I'm not saying that staying up late and going to a party is not fun, because it can be very fun, but it's not going to be fulfilling over time, and like doing it regularly is not going to be good for your health. It might be good to get that out of your system every once in a while, but if it's become a habit, it's time to kind of like cut that out, because it's messing with maybe, your sleep and just your mood, your ability to think straight, and to, again, be in this mood and this energy to create. And then it's like, once you get the energy back up again, you may be going and spending it on other people once again. So that's kind of what I see going on here. Again, not to say that you have to cut everyone out, but it's like being really selective, making sure that those who you are spending time with are very respectful of your energy. It's a reciprocal connection, and they're not draining you, and they're not using you in any way. It's like, make sure that the people that you are bringing in close and having in your energy, that they're okay on their own, that they're not using you to feel good and to feel happy and to feel healthy, that they're already okay. Because if you're around a lot of people who are ignoring their own callings to do this inner work that you've done, and do this healing and this transformation, and they're not taking care of themselves, well, then they're going to be draining your light and your power. That's why they're being drawn to you in the first place. So I hope that's making sense. I feel like I really kind of like rambled, and it was hard for me to spit some things out here, which again is just reiterating to me that there's something you need to get out. There's something that's trying to come out, but there's no clear route right now, because your energy's kind of spread out among all these other little connections and things that you've got going on. And it's just time to get a very clear direction, a clear route for this creative voice to come out, because there's something really big for you on the horizon. This is really exciting. I'm really, really excited for you. And you don't have to do much of anything. It's already here. This is the season for it. You are here. It's like you've asked for this. You've done the work to get here. This is time. It's time for that. So yeah, this is going to be really exciting and really enjoyable for you. So good luck with this, Group 2. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope I'll see you again in the future. Hey Group 3, if you chose the Lepidolite and this tarot deck, this is your reading. So this is a lot about there being a need for grounding. I'm getting a lot of root chakra energy here, okay? There's like a really big need for self-discipline and maybe even some motivation, sparking some inspiration within yourself again, because I'm feeling like a lot of apathy, a lot of just indifference, kind of tired, lethargic energy. It's kind of giving me this feeling where it's like you may not be creating your own dopamine naturally right now because you may be struggling with different types of addictions. It doesn't have to be substance like alcohol or drugs. It could be sugar that's throwing you off. If you're kind of struggling with like a sugar addiction, it could be your cell phone, literally, or just any type of screen, like watching too much TV, being on your phone too much, social media, like being on TikTok too much, stuff like that. I'm also picking up on, sexuality for some of you. You may be watching a lot of porn or taking care of yourself in that way, like a lot, like really often, or like anytime you get bored or uncomfortable or stressed out. It's like these things are being used as coping mechanisms to the point where before you know it, you're spending a lot of your time doing these things, whatever resonates with you the most. And if I didn't mention something that hits home for you, you'll probably know what it is. But the issue here is this over-reliance on whatever the thing or things are that you are using to kind of like cope. This over-reliance now has created this dynamic where, again, your brain isn't really maybe producing enough natural dopamine because it's getting this synthetic, this fake dopamine from these other things. I'm hoping that's making sense. So like if like the phone thing makes sense, because I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. If you haven't taken a break from your phone in a while and you've gotten that's really gotten out of hand, out of control lately, and you before you know it, you've spent an entire hour scrolling on your phone, your brain, by scrolling and seeing new things constantly, like you're constantly being fed entertainment, and you're getting dopamine hits from this, right? I mean, that's why it works that way, because it's meant to be addictive. Social media creators and game creators and all these things, like they want us to be addicted, right? That's a good thing. So that's really happening psychologically, not just for you, but for everyone. Where was I going with this? Good God. But yeah, if you are doing that, before you know it, it's like you just don't feel great. It may be leaving you feeling kind of depressed, kind of tired, just a lack of energy and a lack of like this motivation, a lack of like spirit within you, of like drive, determination, excitement, just energy, just a lack of energy. It's kind of leaving you feeling like, ugh. Like I just want to take a nap, like leaving you feeling tired and really maybe even sad. So that's what I see going on here. Is there's a lot of need for just like, again, grounding, getting really tapped into your root chakra and clearing that root chakra out, and setting limits, rules, boundaries for yourself. This is not really, I don't see anyone else being involved here. This is you and you. It could be for some of you, what you could be doing or obsessing over is like watching an ex, keeping tabs on an ex, or even if it's not an ex, just any other person, like a lot of obsessive thoughts about someone or a situation with someone, one of your relationships. You may be, having a lot of limerence or something, which is that kind of like a, obsession, obsessive thoughts and over idealizing and fantasizing about someone. That is an addiction as well. So it could be something like that. But other than that type of example, I don't see where it's like someone else is intervening and causing this to happen. This is a you and you thing. This is just you. yeah, it's not like there are other people involved here. So, but that's a good thing because you have control over this. Well, I guess you have control over it anyway. But yeah, like in group two, it was more like there were other people kind of involved that were posing a block for this person. But for you, it's like you are creating your own block without realizing it, and you have full control to remove these blocks. So again, it's just setting limits, setting rules and boundaries. Maybe removing the social media apps from your home screen, just something as simple as that. Setting a rule for yourself of, I will not get on any social media app until lunchtime. And if that seems too extreme at first, then maybe I won't do that until after I've gotten out of bed, made my bed, brushed my teeth, taken my shower. And then I will look while I'm drinking my coffee or something like that. You know what I mean? Just setting little rules, little goals, small goals for yourself. I'm just using that one as an example a lot more because it's like more relatable, I feel like. But you will know, again, like what your thing is that you're battling the most. But all these things can serve as addictions, and it's just throwing you off a little bit. So if you're wondering, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel so like just down in the dumps? Or even if it's not down in the dumps, just tired, just like a lack of energy, feeling kind of just like unhealthy, unwell. Like, why does my body and my mind, and why do I not feel energized? Why do I not feel like I want to do anything? There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's a logical explanation for this, and it's something that you can just change. It's just a behavioral change. So that's a good thing. This is about getting more into an action oriented energy. This is whatever you're dealing with. It's keeping you sitting. It's keeping you kind of like dormant, stagnant, and a resting. Like, again, like the social media thing, you're sitting, right? You're sitting down, or even if you're standing, you're zoned into it almost like a zombie before you know it. And you're just, and we all are when it comes to things like that. That's just such a tricky thing that we're dealing with now in this day and age. Even if it's the TV, even if it's the porn addiction, even if it's obsessively thinking about your ex or whatever it is, it's mental, cognitive processes that's going on here. And what you're being called to do is getting into like an action-oriented energy where you just get up and do something. So when you feel the urge to turn on that TV show, or go lay in bed and get on the porn site, or go to your ex's Facebook, or listen to a tarot reading about your ex, or you know what I mean? Like whatever it is for you, when you get that urge to do that, instead doing something active, like literally doing some sit-ups, or going for a walk, or going to cook something. Yeah, if like sugar was another example too, like if you are craving something with sugar in it, doing something to get your mind off of it, doing something active, turning on a video about something health, like that's going to motivate you to be healthy or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to get your mind off of it and to steer you in the other direction, being really intentional and mindful about that. Yeah, this is like giving me a lot of just like a need for motivational talks, and like I just heard TED Talks too, like things like that, where you're just going to be learning and getting excited, getting motivated, feeling empowered, remembering your human side, like feeling human again, feeling alive again. Yeah, just anything action oriented. Like you may not want to go and do a full-on workout, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be literal physical fitness, like anything like that. It really doesn't. It could be going and cooking a meal and saying to yourself, while I'm cooking this meal, I'm not going to be on my phone or be watching TV, or you know what I mean? Like being intentional with what you're doing and really focusing on what you're doing and letting that be like a meditational kind of thing for you. Even the whole process of preparing the food and cooking it, it could be something like that. Just getting up and doing something, because even that may seem like a lot right now. If you're in this really apathetic, lethargic stage, like it may not sound exciting to clean your house right now. Well, I mean, when does it ever, I guess? But doing a small step, a small goal of today I will do one load of laundry, or today I will just clean this one bathroom. Today I will just pick up some clutter in just one room. You'll know like what you can and can't handle, like how much is too much, and what is the right amount for where you are at the moment. But wow, that was a lot in this first part. This is the longest first part in this whole video of all these readings so far. The others were much shorter. I just feel like there's so much to say here. I'm really curious to see what's going to come out with the tarot that will be new, because this is all just like oracle messages. Wow. But yeah, your spiritual team is around you right now. They're just waiting for you to get into this action energy, and to get out of this kind of like slump, because and I look over and there's work. Yeah, there's work to do. It's time to get in like I always am talking about glowing up, but yeah, it's like a glow up phase, like getting really excited about it and really motivated and just feeling so just like grateful about everything, and just like inspired, like getting back into that sort of energy. So maybe we'll get more about what these blocks are and how you can remove them. We'll see what comes out with the tarot. Okay, yeah, so a lot of this, group 3, it has to do with the way that you're spending your time. This is a lot about time, about timing, about routine. So it may be setting some time constraints for yourself, like whatever you're spending a lot of time doing that may be becoming sort of an addiction or being a little out of control. It's just setting a time restraint on that, setting an alarm, setting out, creating a designated time for that activity. Not to say, like that you have to cut out, like say you are watching too much TV. I mean, it's not like you have to get rid of your television and never watch TV or movies again. It's just maybe almost like making yourself earn it, like waiting until the end of the day and like ending your day with that. Or if you're having trouble turning it off at nighttime and you're staying up too late, again, setting like an alarm, or saying, or if you don't want to do an alarm, like I'm going to watch this many episodes and I'm going to stop and that's what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to watch one movie and that's it. And that can be really hard to do, because the way that we live in this society now, and depending on your age, maybe even the way you were brought up, it's very different than it used to be. We don't really have to work to earn things. We do have so much freedom, and so much instant gratification all around us, that it's really, truly hard to be disciplined. And if you weren't taught that, and you weren't raised in a home that had really strong boundaries, and taught you discipline, that's hard to learn that yourself. I mean, I'm struggling with that right now. Like it's really hard to do. It's not easy. It's not like we're born knowing how to do that. That's a skill that you learn, that you develop. And that's what this is all about. It's just developing that skill. It's being more mindful about how you're spending your time. You may feel like you don't have enough time in the day. And if you feel like that, that's a really big problem. We need to, maybe do some reevaluating there on your routine, and look at how are you spending your time? What is it that you're wanting to make more time for? And let's start putting that at the top of the priorities list and making that happen, because this is your life and you deserve to be happy and to enjoy it. So this is a lot about just like a routine revamp, and making your routine work for you and not work against you. It should be good for you, even if it feels good in the moment. It feels good to like be lazy, to be relaxed, to like do things that are comforting, that feel good, but it's instant gratification. It feels good in that moment, and it's not actually good for you. Like the sugar thing, like it feels really good to eat this whole can of cinnamon rolls or whatever, and I don't want to stop. It tastes so good, and if I'm feeling so comforted, I want to eat the whole thing. But then when I do, my stomach's gonna hurt, and I'm gonna have all this sugar and nasty junk in my body, that now I have to wait for it to move out of my body, and that takes a little while. It's just not gonna make me feel good. It might make me feel kind of sick even, especially if I eat that much. And if I'm trying to become healthier, then that's sabotaging that. But like it feels good in the moment. And then also I may be dealing with guilt after the fact of beating myself up for eating all the cinnamon rolls and feeling like a failure and feeling, gross about it. And so it's like, that's not working for you. It feels good when you're eating them. It feels good in the moment. But then what is that really doing for you and your future self, and your health? It's not doing anything good for you. Nothing positive there. So this is hard, but it's like parenting yourself, not because you don't want yourself to have any fun or because you don't want yourself to have any freedom, but really the opposite, because you love yourself and you want yourself to enjoy your life to the fullest and have a really high quality life. And in order to have high quality life, you need energy, to feel like doing things. You need your health so that you can do things. Yeah, that's what this is all about here, is loving yourself enough to take care of yourself. Maybe you haven't felt like getting ready, like really getting ready, and you don't really feel like taking a shower or putting on a clean shirt, but would you feel better if you did it? It may feel like that would take so much work and so much effort, but if you think that it might make you feel better and you feel better about yourself afterwards, or after you put on a little concealer or mascara or something, if you're going to feel better, then it's worth it to do it. And it is not about impressing other people or getting other people's approval and acceptance. It's not that at all. It's if it would make you feel better. If you're feeling bad about yourself because the way that you look, the way that you feel, if you don't feel clean and you don't feel like you're just not feeling yourself, then change that, just change that, because you deserve to. Again, it's not for somebody else, it's not for anybody else, but for you, so that you feel good, and it might change your energy level too. Because it's like, it's time to be on the same team with yourself. It's like you've got two different parts where one of you are craving growth and forward movement, and like just better health and overall wellness. But then you have this other part that's like, yeah, but all that stuff, it takes so much dedication and commitment. And I want to be comfortable right now, and whatever you're doing, whatever you're dealing with, that's become sort of like maybe an addiction, like a dopamine addiction for you. It is keeping you comfortable right now. It is, it does feel good. But what is that actually offering you in the long run? Really nothing. It's offering you comfort in the moment, that instant gratification. I feel good right now. But what about the future? Where are you headed? Is it getting you anywhere to where you want to go? Any closer to that, to reaching your goals? Is it making you feel good long term? Like, is it sustainable? Because if not, then what's the point? Well, we know the point. It feels good, but it's like, that saying of nothing ever grows in like the comfort zone or whatever it is. You can't grow in your comfort zone. It's just not going to happen. Growth is the opposite of our comfort zone. Growth kind of hurts sometimes. Growth isn't comfortable. Growth can be scary. When we put ourselves out there, that's scary, and it takes hard work. It does take getting up and doing things and being active even when you're tired and you feel exhausted and you don't feel like doing anything. That's not fun, right? We don't want to do that, but after we do it, it ends up being better for us. It changes our mood, our mindset, our energy level. It gets us closer to where we want to go. We feel better about ourselves, and that is growth, So that's really what this is about here, is getting comfortable with discomfort and knowing that there's nothing wrong with the discomfort, and actually maybe even learning to enjoy it a little bit, because that it's growing. Like, okay, weird example, but when you're working out, I didn't even know this, my boyfriend just told me this, but I guess like when you work out, when you lift and stuff, your muscles like rip or break actually, and that's how they get bigger, because then they have to rebuild themselves. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't even know it worked like that. And so that's why it's so sore. Like, you're so sore after you work out or after you're lifting pretty heavy. I guess you don't have to lift that heavy at all. It's, any form of working out that's going to like break your muscles down, it's going to make you sore. But then your muscles get bigger and they get stronger because they have to rebuild. And that is what this whole entire thing is about. It may be a little uncomfortable and like, I don't want to do that. It kind of makes me think of like a kid, like, and that may be why you're struggling with this. Maybe when you were a child, you weren't made to do either. It could be one or the other. You weren't made to do things that made you uncomfortable. And so you never really learned discipline. Or it could be the opposite, to where you were super, super controlled and you never did have your own freedom. And so now that you have your freedom, you don't want to have a lot of discipline. You want to be more free flowing. And that's great, and you deserve that. But you have to make sure that you're not free flowing, to nowhere. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to grow, if you want to improve and strengthen and better yourself, then there will have to be some direction here and some structure, like times for free flowing, times for comfort and relaxation, times for all of that, and also times for discipline, putting in work, doing things that are active. That's really, really what I'm seeing here. So let's see if we can clarify. Yeah, this reading is taking so much longer than the other readings. It's crazy. What about the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? This routine structure. I'm just going to cut the deck. Okay. Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, I'm hearing that, like, if you love yourself, that is the reason, that is why you will have a more structured routine, right? It should be built around you and what's good for you. It's about making your routine work for you. So if you were your own parent and taking your feelings, out of the, like, your want for, your desire for comfort and all this, taking that out of the equation and acting like you're your own life coach for a minute. If you're your own life coach, okay, from like an outside perspective, looking at your life from the outside as a life coach or something, right? What would need to change? What would that life coach tell you? Because it'd be obvious, if they were trying to tell you how to structure your life more and make it work for you, what kind of routine do you think that they would create for you? And then do that, make that happen. Do that for yourself, being your own, like, life coach, really. Okay, what about the Empress? I'm definitely getting here that for somebody, you guys haven't, like, dressed up in a while, or, like, done your makeup or something, you know what I mean? And it's like, that might make you feel really good. And if you've stopped doing that, like, on a daily basis, that may be affecting your energy level, and, like, your just, I don't know, your amount of, like, motivation and drive. So, like, if you get ready for the day and you're feeling like you're looking really good and you're feeling good about yourself, that could change your energy level a little bit. And also, it's like, if you're too comfy, if you're just, like, wearing comfy clothes every day, that could be making you feel even more, like, lethargic. Whereas if you put something on where the shoes may be a little uncomfortable, like, maybe you put on a pair of heels or something, and you fix your hair up to where you have to, like, maintain your hair throughout the day. I'm giving, like, very girly examples right now. But I feel like, surely you know what I mean, right? Like, we all have those outfits that it's like, they might actually be a little more uncomfortable, but that's good. That's actually a good thing, because it's keeping us from just getting way too comfortable when we're supposed to be staying busy and staying on task. It's harder to stay busy and stay on task when you're wearing couch potato clothes and it's super easy to just sit down and turn into a zombie in front of a screen for hours on end, especially if you guys, like, are working from home or something like that, or you have a lot of free time. That I could see why this is a struggle for you for sure, or even if you don't work from home, but, like, you're your own boss in one way or another, or you supervise yourself. That can be really hard if you don't already have the structured routine set out for you, even at work, because a lot of people spend the majority of their time, if we're being honest, at work, at a job. And so your job may be more freelance or more, just you have more freedom and when it comes to your routine and your timing. Okay, so yeah, this is just about being more discerning with, this is good for me, this is bad for me, or this, I do need this right now, I don't need this right now. Making very, I want to say cutthroat decisions, being a little hard on yourself sometimes, where it's like, do I want this cupcake? Yes, I want this cupcake. Is this cupcake going to make me feel good later? No, then I'm not going to eat it. And just standing firm in your decision and moving the cupcake, getting it out of your sight, or whatever you need to do, um, yeah, just like staying away from these things, whatever it is that you are battling with, making sure it's not in your sight, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Like getting it away from you, getting it away so that you're not thinking about it more than you already are. Um, yeah, and just staying like really always tapped into your goals. Always. Like that is your, staying tapped into your true north. Remembering where you're wanting to go, what you're actually wanting to do, and asking, is this cupcake going to get me there? Or, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, insert your addiction or your thing that you're dealing with. But is it going to get me to where I'm going? Is doing this right now good for me in my future? If it's not, then it needs to not happen. It needs to get cut out. Being super, super, super disciplined. Maybe listening to some podcasts and stuff that speak on discipline and stuff like that too would be really helpful for you. I just saw 444. Okay, 444 was in the last pile too. Yeah, your spirit guides are supporting you through this. They want to support you and help you. And I think that as you start making changes, you're going to start feeling better. Because see, like, if your root chakra is blocked, then it's affecting your other chakras too. That is that lower chakra, So getting that in alignment, getting that cleared out will start making you feel better instantly. And then I think you'll start feeling differently all around, and your other chakras will start clearing out as well. And maybe your spiritual team that's around you, you'll be feeling them more. Where right now they may be a little blocked off from you. It's like you have like a fog around you or something, and you might be feeling like really foggy brain right now too, like having, what's that what they call it, foggy brain or whatever. You may be kind of dealing with that right now too. Wow, as soon as I said that, I'm noticing the King of Swords in reverse, which has been here the whole time. But yeah, like not being able to think straight, feeling kind of dumb. You know what I mean? Do you ever have that? Like, I hate when that happens. Some days I just feel dumb. I just feel like my brain isn't working, and it's the worst feeling in the world. And it's like nothing that I do will wake my brain up. I just can't think of, like, I'll try to think of a word and it doesn't come to my mind, or I'm just not feeling sharp and alert. I'm just not feeling smart sometimes. I hate that feeling. So you may be kind of dealing with that too. And so, yeah, it's kind of like that's what's going on with your intuition right now, I think. Okay. Yeah, Four of Pentacles came out to clarify that. You need to be putting some really good stuff into your mind right now, and whatever the thing is that's giving you that like false dopamine, it's just keeping you in a little wheel, in a little cage, in a little pattern that's not good for you. It's going nowhere good, So reining those thoughts in and replacing them with thoughts of discipline, motivation, clear direction towards my goals and what I'm working on and who I want to be. Maybe like a vision board would be really good for you, or if you already have one, just keeping it close by at all times, having a picture of it on your phone, changing the background on your phone to your vision board, just keeping stuff like that around you at all times so that you can remember why you're doing this, why you are getting more structured, why you're being more disciplined. It's for your best self. It's for your best future. And I'm picking up now all of a sudden some father kind of wounds here too for somebody. So some of this, like your father may have dealt with addiction too. He may have struggled to have self-discipline as well. So maybe you could learn from that and take from that. And if your father has passed on, I feel like he's watching you, and it's like he's disappointed in himself. He's not disappointed in you. He's disappointed in himself for teaching you unhealthy coping mechanisms, or even if he didn't teach them, passing them down to you just through evolution. So there's something here about that, that I'm picking up now. But this is a lot about being your own parent, again, your own father, being very strict, honestly, right now, too, because a strict parent is what you need. Maybe it is what you needed as a child, but you need it right now. You need to be a strict parent to yourself, that objective life coach looking in, a really strict one too that's not taking into account your desire for comfort and how, what would make you feel happy and comfy and cozy and good in the moment, not taking any of that into account, only looking at the future and the goal and where you're headed, and then creating like a formula to get there. This is the mathematical formula to get to where you want to go. So yeah, pile 3, that's what I see for you. That reading was a lot longer than the other ones. Wow. I did also record all 3 of these like on different days. So just a different vibe today maybe too. There's a lot going on here with purple too. You've got, the purple Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, and you've got the purple lepidolite, which is making me think crown chakra. So I do feel like there is, your spiritual team, I do feel like there's something here where it's like they're blocked off from you when you're in this kind of like lower vibrational state. Not to say that you are lower vibrational, but the thing or things that you have going on around you right now, again, it's like creating a fog, it's creating like a low vibration around you. And it's affecting everything else. It's that like trickle effect, So clearing that out, cleaning your space out, cleaning your body out, cleaning your aura up, all of that, it's going to start making you feel better. You're going to start feeling more tapped into spirit. And yeah, you guys do have some sort of father figure around you. If it's not your actual father and it's not even a relative that that it's passed on, it is some sort of ancestor. Could be like an angel or something, but I'm really thinking like familial. So I'm getting like ancestor. It's like they're watching you and they're seeing you dealing with things that they've dealt with, So don't beat yourself up about this either. It's not anything that you've had control over. It's not something, you know what I mean? It's like I said, it's a skill that we have to learn to develop ourselves unless we were taught it as a child. And I'm getting here that you weren't, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can't help that. So it's just about teaching yourself the skill of discipline now. And then if you have children, passing that on down to them. And even if you don't, just living your life to the fullest and having a better quality life because of this. Because this ancestor here is kind of telling me that, this affected their quality of life tremendously, this lack of discipline. And I just heard self-worth too. So there was a lack of self-worth there too for them. And it affected them negatively in pretty much any way you can imagine, and they didn't understand it. They didn't know. They didn't have this understanding. They didn't have this knowledge that you have. So they're just watching you, keeping a close eye on you, and they're rooting you on, cheering you on, and they just want to see you succeed. They're already so proud of you for how far you've come, and they're just excited to see, where you go. I think that they're just enjoying watching your growth. And again, they feel a disappointment in like themselves and what they've passed down. But, they just have a lot of love for you. There's a lot of protective energy here over you. It's really sweet. Okay, well, thank you, Group 3, for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and gained some sort of insight from it, something that would help you. And I hope that I'll see you again in the future.